Hi there, welcome. My name is Dr. Andrea Ryan. I am thrilled to have you here. This webinar is literally an introduction to essential oils. It's to welcome essential oils into your home so that you become more familiar with them. In this next 45 minutes to an hour, you're going to learn how to use essential oils safely and effectively. You'll understand the basics about them, what they are, how they're harvested, how they can be used in both your home and for your healthcare. And then also at the end of it, I'm going to share with you how you can bring essential oils into your home and your lifestyle through ordering with doTERRA. A little bit of background on myself. I am a mom to 3 kids. I have an 11-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 5-year-old. My husband and I are both chiropractors. We are wellness-based, family-focused, family-run chiropractors. And we have always educated on holistic healthcare. I have been an educator and an advocate for this in my community for a number of years. I live just north of Toronto, Ontario. And it was always really important to me to be able to share how we ran, or not how we ran, but how we lived our lifestyle, bringing holistic forms of healthcare and self-care into our family and into our home. And about 4.5 years ago, I was introduced to doTERRA essential oils. Now, I had always used essential oils in the past. This was not brand new to us. But to be totally honest, I had used them without very much luck. The outcome that we expected from the oils wasn't what we were actually experiencing. And it wasn't until doTERRA came into our life that we started to notice not just the consistency of the oils, they seemed the same, the oils were the same from batch to batch or from bottle to bottle, but the results we were getting were that much better, which really started getting me excited. So naturally, when I start to find something that I fall in love with, especially when it comes to health and wellness and holistic healthcare, I love to share, and I started to teach classes out of my office. I started to teach classes in my community, to my friends, to my family, to patients. And ultimately, in October of 2017, I chose to step back from my chiropractic practice to focus full time with the education and leadership I was providing and learning from with regards to doTERRA. So that's a little bit about me. And let me share with you why it was really important for me with these oils. We as a family had always moved towards, as I mentioned, holistic healthcare options. What I was frustrated with is that regardless of how great of chiropractic care we could provide our children, regardless of the amazing holistic healthcare partners we chose to work with in our hometown, ultimately I always wanted something at the house that I could use and rely on, feel comfortable with, feel empowered with, using with my basic understanding of whatever it was. So for example, when oils came into my home, these gave me a natural option that I could go to first and foremost before I started having to worry about going down the medical route or making an appointment with different healthcare practitioners. So if at 2 in the morning something happened with one of my kids, if they weren't feeling well, if they had a headache, if they had growing pains, whatever it was, I had an option at my fingertips that I felt good about, that I felt safe using, and felt really empowered with regards to using it for not just myself, but my kids and my husband and so on. So why was this so important to me and to be able to educate is simply because we as a society, I feel, are looking towards more natural solutions. When I look at other moms that I get to work with, both in my doTERRA business and then also from my years as a chiropractor, moms were frustrated, right? We had been led to believe that our kids can grow up healthy as long as we do all of the things that we need them to do to stay healthy. But ultimately, things happen along the way, and we didn't love the options necessarily that were presented to us when it came to the fact that our kids were sick. Where we are in Canada, the healthcare system is very broken. It doesn't work very well, certainly not for if we want to stay healthy and build health. It's certainly not a program that's designed in that way. It's designed to treat people who are injured or sick, which I suppose is a really good way, a good work with that. But it's usually more for emergency medical care where they are experts. Thank goodness we have them there for this. But ultimately, it's the basic lifestyle stuff or the occasional aches and pains or the colds and flu that aren't life-shattering. They don't really impact our children's lives all that much other than the fact that they're sick for a few days. And to have to rely on a medical system that is so bogged down and only ultimately gives us very few tools in their toolbox. They have very few options to be able to support us. The more moms I spoke to were looking for something different. So when I started to dig a little bit deeper on that, not that they knew these statistics, but certainly they were very aware of the life that they were bringing themselves up in, and the foods that their kids were being exposed to, and the products their kids were being exposed to. So ultimately, they were kind of looking in the same vein of what I was, and essential oils kind of fit that bill. So why should we look towards natural solutions? Well, the average woman unknowingly puts up to 515 different chemicals on her skin every single day. Now, those chemicals can come in the soaps, the shampoos, the conditioners, the body creams, the perfumes, you name it, nail polish, makeup, all of these different products have chemicals in them. And to know that we are putting up to 515 on our skin every single day is pretty shocking. When we look at newborn cord blood, which we think when babies are first born, ultimately that should be the cleanest environment that they're coming from, there's over 287 industrial chemicals found in newborn cord blood. There are over 85,000 chemicals used in everyday products, of which less than 1% have been properly tested. So these are things like cleaning supplies, and even if you use all natural cleaning solutions in your own home, which we do, ultimately it's the school environment, it's the libraries, it's the schools, the pools that they're at, the gyms that they're at, the hockey arenas that they're at. There are all these different locations that kids play on and roll around on, and they're at friends' homes, they're wherever. So they've got all of these different things that they're exposed to, and these chemicals are just compounding over and over again. And how scary is it that less than 1% have been tested? The EWG, which is the Environmental Working Group, tests cleaning products, and 53% of them contain ingredients known to harm the lungs. 22% of those are linked directly to causing asthma in otherwise healthy people. And we are a society that relies on emergency medical care. I touched upon this for many different illnesses that could be proactively avoided with better lifestyle choices or managed with self-care if disease does set in. We're looking at statistics of anywhere between, and the statistics do vary, but anywhere between 75 to 90% of major lifestyle diseases, or major diseases that affect our lifestyle are preventable. Even the big ones that we know have an impact. We know that smoking has a direct impact on lung cancer. We know that stress has a direct impact on things like depression and anxiety. And we know that there are options out there for us, but because we live in a society that is so quickly looking for the fastest solution, and one that is, quite frankly, perceived to be free, whether it's in the medical system, in a hospital visit, we don't really take that active step to really truly dive in and take care of ourselves and start to research in on how we live our lifestyle, how that lifestyle is affecting our health, and not only that health in the short term, but also in the long term. What we're doing today is going to affect us 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. We may not think that that diet we eat on a daily basis is giving us that much of a shift right now in our health, but how eating that diet is going to affect us from a perspective of digestive issues, arthritis, mental health, emotional health, even things like cancer and other massive devastating diseases. We know that how we live our life now does impact us way down the road. It's just a matter of whether or not we're willing to start to truly take a deep look and make, even more importantly, acknowledge it, but then make the changes necessary in order to avoid these challenges going forward. So, how should essential oils be used? In my opinion, essential oils just aren't an answer to the "oh crap, I'm sick" moments. Yes, if our kids get sick, certainly we double down on those essential oils. If I myself feel that I'm getting a little under the weather, I absolutely use other essential oils. But ultimately, these essential oils can be used as part of a preventative lifestyle choices. So we can start to use oils to keep ourselves healthy versus waiting for ourselves to get sick. So it can be used as part of a whole body approach to health and self-care, as a supportive, vitalistic choice that promotes health and doesn't just treat disease. And here's the best part, because moms, I'm talking to you here. We can use essential oils from a place of empowerment, where we feel good about the choices that we make for not just ourselves, but also our families. There is nothing more. I know with every fiber of my being that every single mom I have had the honor of working with wants nothing more than their kids to be healthy, number one, happy, number two, but that they have that opportunity to thrive, right? We want that for our children. And I can promise you, and I'm hoping that by the end of this presentation that you feel much more empowered, knowing that you can take back the health of your kids and yourself in your own hands. So what exactly are essential oils? Well, they are naturally occurring plant-based aromatic compounds. So wait, what does this mean? Well, let's break that down. Naturally occurring, meaning they happen in nature. They grow in nature. They are 100% plant-based. So when we're looking at some of the oils here in this picture, we see lemon, which comes from the rind of the lemon, which is sourced in Sicily. We see wild orange, which comes from the rind of the orange plant, of course, which comes from the Dominican Republic. We see lavender, which comes from the flower, and lavender is sourced from Bulgaria and sometimes France. And in the back there, I can see different oils like frankincense and on guard and tea tree and easy air. Some of these being blends of oils, all plant-based, some of them being single oils. Essential oils have been in existence for thousands of years. Now, they might not have been in these pretty little bottles for thousands of years, but ultimately plants have been used for their medicinal properties and their healing properties for as long as recorded history shows us. And they are renowned for their ability to affect both physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Essential oils come from different parts of the plant, as I mentioned. So they might come from the flower, from the rind, from the stem, the bark, the leaf, lots of different areas. And why doTERRA is different is that doTERRA sources their essential oils from all over the planet. Most essential oils companies tend to mass produce their plant material in the United States. It's easier, it may be cheaper, but ultimately, I know that if I want to grow lavender in the backyard garden, the lavender I might be able to grow it, but is it really going to be the exact same quality as what I would find in Bulgaria and France? Clearly, it's not. It's just not growing naturally in Canadian soil. So when we source plants from their natural habitat, it gives it a more superior therapeutic benefit. So we know lavender, for example, sourced out of Bulgaria, is going to be much healthier for us and give us much greater quality benefit than what would happen if, for example, the oils were instead sourced out of Canada. Sourcing in these countries is done by local farmers and harvesters. I just created a word there, farmisters, by local farmers and harvesters. So why is this so vastly important? We do not go back to the countries where these plants are growing and simply take over the farming practices there. We work with the farmers and harvesters who literally have had this knowledge passed down generation amongst generation. And we show them how to maybe potentially increase their yield so that we can help create a better yield for the essential oils. But ultimately, they're the experts and they're the ones we want to learn from. We also have the purest essential oils on earth. These are tested time and time and time again. doTERRA is one of, if not the, I'm not 100% sure, few companies when it comes to essential oils that is truly what you get on the bottle is what you get in the bottle. So we don't add anything, any chemicals, any fillers. We don't add anything in that isn't pure plant material. We are committed to the science and testing of quality. The CPTG on each and every bottle, I'm gonna go back here for us. Oh, you can't see it there. But on each and every bottle, you'll see a little designation called CPTG, which stands for, Certified Pure Therapeutic or Tested Grade, depending on where you live. And what that means is that quality of that essential oil has not only been tested in 9 different tests by doTERRA, but also by third-party companies who deem whether or not, again, what is going in the bottle actually is what it says on the bottle. So you can be 100% positive that every single batch of doTERRA essential oil has been tested so that you know that the quality is bar none and it absolutely is going to be what you're receiving. They're also very firm in their values. doTERRA has started right from the very beginning the Healing Hands Foundation, which a percentage of all of the sales of their oils goes back to impacting the communities where we source our oils from. So when we look at co-impact sourcing, For example, co-impact sourcing is where we would go back to, say, Nepal, where we source our wintergreen. And in Nepal, after the terrible earthquakes and landslides, what they did was go back in and help rebuild those communities. In Haiti, after the devastating effects of the hurricanes, they were back in helping rebuild the communities there. They have brought clean water to many developing nations. They have brought birthing centers, women's health centers, schools, both for children and for young adults who are looking at further continuing education so that they can become more productive citizens in their own countries, in places like Guatemala and Somaliland. And with the Healing Hands Foundation, some of that money goes back into not only promoting the health and well-being and the welfare of these individuals in these communities, but it also goes into specific organizations that doTERRA chooses to partner with, like Operation Underground Railroad, which is looking to certainly eradicate the child sex trafficking that happens all over the world. In the United States alone, there are over 300,000 children that are involved in child sex trafficking. They also partner with Days for Girls, which brings reusable sanitary products to communities where young women just simply aren't taught about their cycles and their reproductive health. So they're starting to re-educate so that we can stop so that the cycle of poverty doesn't continue when a lot of these women become pregnant over and over again and don't know how to be able to track their cycles so that they know when it is a good time to be pregnant and when it's not a good time to be pregnant. So there are so many incredible groups and organizations that doTERRA is partnered with. So not only do we provide the utmost incredible quality oils, but we give back in so many different ways that the values of this company just resonate so beautifully with me and my heart, and where my values are as a human being. So when we look at the grading of essential oils, this goes into a little bit about the difference between doTERRA and other companies. There are different grades, synthetic being perfume or industrial. So these would be oils that are literally brought up in a lab. They are not one, there's not one natural compound in them. They're all going to be synthetic. The next grade would be food grade, which is grass, or generally recognized as safe. This would be the wintergreen or peppermint in your chewing gum, or maybe lavender flavored cookies or something along those lines. Then we have therapeutic, and this is what you'll get on the store shelves. Companies like Sage or the Now brand are what we consider therapeutic oils, meaning yes, they do have some natural components to it, but there are still a lot of fillers or chemicals that are added in order to reduce the price of them, and then also pass as the very basics of essential oils. The challenge with this is that there, as of right now, is not a great governing body in Canada or the United States with regards to maintaining the quality of the essential oil industry. And so companies are really left up to themselves to be able to determine or prove their quality. And where doTERRA sets themselves apart is that they are very open with their testing process. One of the highest rated tests is the GCMS, or the gas chromatography mass spectrometry test. And that test can be found for each and every bottle. So on each bottle of essential oil from doTERRA, you can flip it over, and at the bottom there is a SKU number. And that SKU number can be inputted into a website called source2u.com. And that SKU number can go into that website, and you could read, if you can read, the GCMS report. I don't know how to read a GCMS report, but anyone with their scientific background would be able to show you that yes, in fact, what you get on the bottle is exactly what is in the bottle. So it's just an overall feeling of comfort knowing that the grade or the level of essential oil is truly different when it comes to doTERRA. All right, my friends, today we're going to talk about the top 10 essential oils. And the reason we're going to go through these because, in my opinion, these are the ones that are most common. We're going to talk about frankincense and Zengest, lavender, peppermint, lemon, On Guard, tea tree, oregano, easy air or breathe, and deep blue. And the reason these are so important is because ultimately, if you were to bring these oils or start with these oils into your home, you truly are being able to look at supporting almost all facets of your health from a supportive, productive way. And not only that, but then also use these oils for so many other benefits as well with regards to your emotional and mental well-being. All right, so let's dive in. We're going to start with peppermint. Now, I realize that watching a webinar, you don't actually have the ability to smell peppermint. But ultimately, with doTERRA, this one smells almost like a candy cane. It's absolutely delicious smelling. Even though you can't smell it, I want you to just sort of take it in what this oil can actually do to benefit you. When you think of peppermint, I want you to think of three main things: clear breathing, reduced of most digestive health issues, reducing feelings of tension, and by that I mean also headaches. And also you can diffuse this when fatigued or low in energy. So that's actually 4 things, not 3 things. The reason peppermint is so amazing is that it is one of those oils that helps a myriad of different items or different issues that we have. But the big ones are going to be breathing, digestive issues, tension or headaches. And then when we're low on energy or feeling fatigued, we can diffuse peppermint or rub it on the back of our neck, and it's certainly going to help us feel better and get a little bit more energy back in us. If you notice here on this slide, about 3/4 of the way down on the right, it says aromatic, topical, and internal. That's because this oil can be used in all 3 ways. Aromatic refers to the diffusing of an essential oil. So this would be possibly either putting a drop of essential oil in your hands, rubbing them together, putting it over your nose and mouth and taking a nice deep breath in, or by putting 3 to 4 drops in a diffuser, adding some water on top of it, and then turning that diffuser on, and that diffuser will send a very light mist with the essential oil into the room for anywhere between 4 to 10 hours, depending on the diffuser. So there's different ways that you can use this oil. Topical would be applying topically. So for example, if you've got some tension or a headache, you can apply peppermint to the back of your neck and it will help reduce the headache. Internally, if you've got some digestive issues, you can do a drop of peppermint in your mouth or in a glass of water or in a veggie cap, ingest it or swallow it, and then follow it with some water, and it will help with digestive issues. So peppermint is an incredible essential oil to start with. One thing you'll notice here, it says sensitive. You really want to dilute with more sensitive skin, but also being very mindful of the fact that peppermint around your eyes can be very strong and sensitive, and it will help your eye, it'll make your eyes water. If you're ever getting essential oils, we don't advocate whatsoever for putting them in our eyes, ears, up your nose, or anything along those lines. And if that were ever the case, if by accident you had it on your hand and you rubbed your eye, you just want to dilute with a carrier oil like olive oil or fractionated coconut oil, and it will reduce whatever stinging or sensation that you don't like with that. All right, lavender. This was one of the very first oils I started with doTERRA. Lavender, we had been up at a friend's or a family member's cottage for the summer or for a weekend, excuse me, and we were covered in bug bites because we'd forgotten our DEET-free bug spray. And lavender was amazing because it immediately took the itch away from those bug bites. So that's one of the benefits of lavender. And there are actually over 120 different ways that you can use lavender. Some of the key benefits though, again, it helps eases feeling of tension. So it's a great muscle relaxer, and it just sort of helps rub away some of the stress that we have at the end of the day. It soothes occasional skin irritations if you have like bug bites, bee stings, rashes, anything along those lines. Lavender is a fabulous oil. It even helps with burns if you've happened to burn your hand, if you've picked up a hot pot. You can add lavender to pillows, bedding, or into a diffuser for a restful night's sleep, or add to bath water with some bath salts to soak away stress, or apply the temples and the back of the neck to reduce any feelings of stress. Again, this can be used aromatically, topically, or internally. And what's neat about lavender is that you can use it neatly, meaning you don't necessarily need to dilute it. But here's a little tip with dilution of essential oils. Diluting oils does not reduce the effectiveness of the oil. And it's a huge distinction there, because most people think of diluting oils as, oh, it's going to minimize the benefit. When we dilute oils, all it really does is slow down the absorption into your skin, so the benefit actually lasts longer with dilution rather than instead being flashed off really quickly or absorbing into your skin super quickly. So diluting is actually a really great way to do it, although in a pinch with lavender, you do not need to dilute it when applying it to skin. All right, so we're on to Melaleuca, which is also known as tea tree oil. It's the same oil. This one is sourced from Australia. Its key benefits are renowned for its cleansing and rejuvenating effect on the skin. So if you have a breakout or if you have skin that is, you've got long rashes or anything along those lines, tea tree oil is beautiful to help support the healing there. It promotes healthy immune function. It has amazing antibacterial properties, and it protects against environmental and seasonal threats. So these are when we want to think of allergies and that stuffed up feeling. I also use tea tree as the base for all of my homemade cleaning supplies. That's a whole other class that I teach. And it's amazing because because of its antibacterial properties, it's such a fabulous way to help support your home by keeping it clean and not having to worry about transference. So for example, if you've got a bleach based, or trying to think of different cleaning product like Lysol products, you're not going to spray those types of products near any type of food. But if you were to spray like a tea tree and water solution on your counters, and it happens to, some of it happens to get on the chicken that you're preparing or the vegetables that you're cutting up, I mean, other than offering it a different taste, perhaps, there's no harm in the fact that you can use these tea tree oils, not just for cleaning, but also it's not going to affect your health if you happen to transfer it onto your food. So this can be used aromatically, topically, and again, internally, and it is another oil that can be done neatly. As a mom, this oil gets used anytime my kids have a cut, or if they've fallen down and scraped themselves. Tea tree helps to reduce or get rid of any type of the bacteria that might have transferred into the cut or the scrape. Oregano. Okay, we're probably all familiar with oil of oregano because most people think of it as something to kill off a cold, a virus, a sore throat. And yes, it has very high antiviral properties. This is a very, very potent essential oil. You always, always, always want to dilute this oil because it is such a strong, sensitive oil. And I rarely actually use this. This is kind of like the big gun that I bring out when it's needed. Meaning if I've got a really bad cold or if one of my kids has the flu, I will dilute it very heavily, rub it onto the bottoms of my feet, or as an adult, I'll put a drop in a veggie cap and take it internally, simply to help wipe out whatever infection I'm dealing with. You can put 2 to 3 drops in a veggie capsule, to help maintain a healthy immune system. It supports healthy digestion and respiratory function, and it can be used as a powerful cleansing and purifying agent. Oregano I actually also love in cooking. I will add a drop to tomato sauce or to chili, and it's a beautiful flavoring agent. When you heat essential oils, you will lose some of the therapeutic benefit from it, but the taste is still amazing. Now, 1 or 2 drops of oregano oil is all you need in order to support a beautiful marinara sauce or a chili. You don't need a lot, so keep in mind it will last you a long time. Considering in a 15 ml bottle, there are 250 drops of essential oil. Lemon. Oh, my friends, this is one of my favorite essential oils. It smells so fresh. It's so clean and bright smelling when it comes out of the bottle. It is lovely. Lemon is a great cleanser and purifier. I also add this with the tea tree to my cleaning supplies in order to help give it that light scent as well, or the aroma. It naturally cleanses the body and aids in digestion. I like to do a drop of lemon in my water or my Perrier throughout the day. It supports healthy respiratory function. In fact, if you combine lemon, lavender, and peppermint, equal parts, 1 drop each in a diffuser or in a veggie cap, it will help to reduce the seasonal threats of allergies or dust, any type of reaction to dust and sort of thing. And you can diffuse it to promote a positive mood. What I love about any type of citrus oil is that, with citrus oils, I mean lemon, grapefruit, lime, wild orange, kumquat, green mandarin, red mandarin, all of these different citrus oils are so uplifting to the mood. Bergamot also comes into that. And so any type of citrus oil, it's a great oil to diffuse in the morning when your kids are rolling out of bed, getting ready for a day of school. It's a great oil those are great oils to diffuse. Again, it can be used aromatically, topically, and internally. It does say neatly, but you have to be really mindful with any type of citrus oil. Citrus oils are very photosensitive, which means if you're applying them to your skin, you don't want to do that before you go out in the sun, because they will start to actually bleach or affect the look of your skin. So you have to be really mindful of that when you're using citrus oils. All right, this one says breathe, but it actually, I want to refer you also to the Canadian name, which we call Easy Air. So this is the first blend that we're going to be talking about. The oil here is laurel leaf, peppermint, eucalyptus, melaleuca or tea tree, lemon, ravensara, and cardamom. So this blend of essential oils is a very specific, they've got different drops of each, and they put them in there specifically to help with respiration or breathing. You can apply topically to your chest and breathe deeply to enjoy a cool, invigorating vapor. It helps to minimize the effects of seasonal threats. Again, you can apply it under your nose or on the back of your neck. When loud noises are keeping you up at night, diffuse for a calming effect that promotes a restful night's sleep. So breathe is also great for emotional stress as well. So if you've got someone who has anxious feelings or is concerned about something, you can have them breathe in the Easy Air, or breathe as it's called in the States, and it will help them get control over their breath. It's a beautiful way of using it. You can either use this oil aromatically or topically. We don't ingest the Easy Air or breathe. It is a more sensitive oil, so you do want to dilute it when you're applying it, especially to younger children or older adults who have more sensitive skin. All right, the next blend that we want to talk about is Deep Blue. This is the soothing blend. When you think Deep Blue, I want you to think muscle injury, exercise, any type of recovery, that sort of thing. The ingredients are wintergreen, camphor, peppermint, ylang ylang, helichrysum, blue tansy, blue chamomile, and osmanthus. Most of those oils you've probably never heard about, but this is basically, when you think of this, you want to think about a pain, muscle, any type of thing along those lines. You can rub Deep Blue on the lower back muscles after a long day of heavy lifting or at work or during a move, or even if you're just sitting for a good majority of the day and you don't have the ability to move around, or if you're sitting at a computer and your arms and neck get sore, this is a great oil to help support those muscles and joints. It's perfect for a soothing massage. It does get very cooling though, so you want to keep that in mind. With the wintergreen and the peppermint, it really cools your skin as well. There's another great oil for massage called Aroma Touch, which you'll see later when I talk about some of the kits that are available, which doesn't have that cooling sensation. Deep Blue does, so you just want to be mindful of that. You can apply on the feet and knees before and after exercise. Deep Blue is also really great for things like the growing pains or shin splints. There are lots of different ways that you can use it. This is definitely going to be a topical oil. There's really no need to diffuse this oil or certainly take it internally. And it is, again, more sensitive, so you want to dilute it for the young or more sensitive skin. This, by the way, for women, when you've got muscle cramps or monthly cramps with your cycle, it's really great to apply to your stomach or your low back. It really starts to nip those cramps and pains in the bud. DigestZen, also known as ZenGest. This is another blend. We have ginger, peppermint, caraway, coriander, anise, tarragon, and fennel. This is all things digestive, all right? This oil is probably the #1 oil that I get the most positive feedback from. People love this oil. They might not love the smell of it, but the effects of it are unbelievable. You can add to water or tea to maintain a healthy digestive or gastrointestinal tract. It will help reduce bloating, gas, and occasional indigestion. You can use it after heavy meals or holidays to promote proper digestion. It even helps by either diffusing it or keeping it in your hands for long car rides or plane trips if you happen to get motion sickness. You can apply it aromatically. You can diffuse it topically, again, for car sickness, or take it internally. It can be used neatly, but honestly, I find that some people do respond to this, so I would always dilute this one as well, just to make sure that it's not something where you're going to have a mild skin reaction. This, I promise you, this oil is a game changer for anyone that has consistent or even inconsistent digestive issues. On Guard. All right, moms and dads, are you guys ready? This is the oil blend that is going to be a savior for you during the winter months. This is the Protective Blend. It is an immune support blend. Wild orange, clove, cinnamon, rosemary, and eucalyptus make up this warm and spicy woody oil. It smells like Christmas to me. It's absolutely delicious. It is an effective alternative to synthetic options for immune support. It supports the body's natural antioxidant defenses because of its high in clove. Clove is actually the highest plant-based material when it comes to antioxidants. It supports healthy respiratory or breathing function, and you can diffuse it for cleansing the air. I will dilute this oil, pop it on my kids' feet before they go to school. We diffuse this oil frequently around the home during the winter months. It is absolutely amazing. And what I love about the genius of doTERRA is that they not only took the oil, but then they also made, with that oil, toothpaste, hand soaps. They've made a cleaner concentrate. They have made, oh goodness, throat drops, beadlets. They've made little gel caps that you can take when you're feeling run down. So they've taken the On Guard oil and used it in so many different products so that you can use it for lots of different reasons around your home, or again, just to take care of your health and well-being. All right, last oil we're going to talk about here tonight is frankincense. Frankincense comes from the boswellia tree out of Somaliland, so what's formerly known as Somalia. It comes from the resin of the tree. So they literally scrape the resin, the dried resin, off the tree and then grade it based on its quality. And then only the most high quality resin from the boswellia tree becomes the frankincense essential oil. Now, frankincense oil, as far as I'm concerned, is the bomb. This is my all-time favorite single oil blend. I use frankincense every single day. I do a drop on the roof of my mouth when I'm getting started in the morning. I also do it at night to help. It maintains my focus, but it also helps me calm down. I put it into my face cream to help support a natural, healthy skin. It helps with cellular function. It's fantastic on the regrowth of healthy, stronger cells in our body. You can actually go to the website www.pubmed.org. Just do a little bit of research for yourself all about frankincense essential oil, and you'll start to see some really amazing science and research coming out all about the benefits of frankincense. You can add to your moisturizer or lotion, as I was mentioning, to reduce the appearance of blemishes and rejuvenate the skin. It can be used aromatically, topically, and internally. And again, this is an oil that can be used neatly. It does not need to be diluted with a carrier oil. Now, I did mention carrier oils a number of times today. I'm not getting into it here, but carrier oils are basically any type of plant-based oil or vegetable-based oil that helps literally carry the oils over a larger area. My favorite carrier oil is fractionated coconut oil, which is a liquid coconut oil that's always in liquid form. And that carrier oil will help, again, basically dilute the essential oil. It's a great way to support and basically keep your oils lasting a lot longer because you need less essential oil when you're using a carrier oil. All right, last thing I want to talk about is the Lifelong Vitality, which is a 3-part supplement. This, as far as I'm concerned, is the building block to health when it comes to doTERRA. I waited almost a year before I started using Lifelong Vitality, and I wish I had not. I cannot get over the difference that I have when I'm using the Lifelong Vitality. The Microplex BM, at the very least, I can call it a whole food multivitamin, but it is so much more to that. It is one of the closest vitamin supplements that I've seen to the daily RDA of every single supplement and or every single nutrient and vitamin that you would need. Then we have the XEO Omega, which is an omega-369 fatty acid. Yes, there is a vegan option available, which is amazing. And already you're getting the benefits of clove, frankincense, thyme, cumin, wild orange, peppermint, ginger, and German chamomile essential oils in that essential oil or the omega oil complex. Last but not least, we have the Alpha CRS, which is the cellular vitality complex. So this is all about polyphenol cellular longevity blend. What does this mean? It means that it's jam-packed with a whole bunch of great cell boosting support systems that are bar none. My experience with this is after Maggie, she's my youngest, had been finished nursing. She nursed her longest. She was about 2.5 years of nursing. And my body was simply depleted by the time it was all said and done. I was finished when it came to any type of nutrients or just the basics of health. I felt like literally I'd been sucked dry over the last 2.5 years, never mind the other 2 kids that had nursed for extended periods of time as well. So when I finished nursing her, I noticed that my skin was very dry all the time. It was sort of flaky. My hair was not that shiny, full hair that I used to have. My nails were cracking and peeling all the time, and my energy was about as low as they could get. I was sleeping just fine, but I still was exhausted throughout the day. So I started taking the Lifelong Vitality mainly because of that little circle that you see on the left-hand side there saying that there was a 30-day money-back guarantee. I knew, because I had been exposed to so many supplements in the past, that if after 30 days I wasn't impressed, I would just return them and get full money back. Well, what is amazing is that after about 3 weeks, my hair showed significant difference in its shininess and it was starting to look full again. My nails had stopped cracking. They were starting to regain their strength. And I noticed that my energy significantly increased. And it's still, to this day, it's been, 3 years since I've been using them. And I rarely miss a day when it comes to Lifelong Vitality. I cannot say enough about these supplements. All right. So we talked a little bit about essential oils. We talked about some supplements. You know how to use them, what to use them for, the 10 basic ones that I believe every family needs to have in their home. Let's talk about how you can get started with doTERRA. I run a group called the Oil Love Tribe. We are a family or a community of nearly 5,000 families worldwide. And basically, we all use essential oils in some way, shape, or form in our home with respect to doTERRA. So when you get started with doTERRA, you can open up a wholesale membership for just $42, or you can look at one of the kits, which we're about to go through in a moment, and get that fee waived. What I love about this is that with that membership, you get a number of great things. First of all, you get 25% off all the items that doTERRA, both oils and products that doTERRA has to offer, 25% off compared to paying full retail price. With this, you'll also receive a 30 to 45-minute welcome call with myself or the leader that introduced you to doTERRA on our team. You get essential oils coaching and guidance from me. You will get a welcome package with extra goodies to help get you started. I've got a whole whack load of them. I'm just looking over in my corner right now to go out to the next 10 people that I get started with doTERRA. You get private access to our incredible Facebook group. It has updates daily with recipes, diffuser blends. You can ask questions in that group and get a combined response from all of these different users that have been using oils for so long. You get invitations to webinars to help you further explore the world of essential oils. And you also get free essential oil education through either a website or Got Oils Now What, depending on which avenue works better for you. If you're on Facebook, we have an education system. If you're not, then we also have a great self-taught tutorial website that you can use as well. So there is a lot that you get and just ongoing support and education. So you never feel that once you get your oils, you don't know what to do with them. I'm going to go through it with you. We'll come up with a custom plan for yourself. But then from there, we will also expand upon that and make sure that you have the support as you continue to grow with your essential oils. So let's go through some of those kits. That the $42 is waived. So you do not have to pay, for example, with the Aroma Touch Diffuse, the $180, and then on top of that, pay $42, okay? So just with this kit, yes, you will get 25% off in the future and 25% off this kit to start with. So you get 8 bottles of 5 ml bottles, and those oils are Wild Orange, Deep Blue, Tea Tree, Balance, which is a grounding blend, On Guard, which is the immune support, Aroma Touch, which I mentioned earlier is the non-cool version of Deep Blue for muscles and massage. You get Lavender and Peppermint, all in 5 ml bottles. So 5 ml bottles are 85 drop bottles. You also get the Petal Diffuser, which you see here, which goes up to 4 hours. It has a 1, 2, and 4 hour setting, and the fractionated coconut oil, which you can use as a carrier oil. So that kit price is $180. The Essential Collection Kit are it's basically a sampler kit, or the 85 drop bottles of those 10 most popular oils we just went through. Lemon, lavender, peppermint, oregano, frankincense, tea tree, easy air, On Guard, Zengest, and Deep Blue. You also get peppermint beadlets, not On Guard I should say, but peppermint beadlets, and that price is $185. All right, Home Essentials Kit. This is actually the most popular starter kit in Canada. These, again, are the exact same 10 oils we went through. So you get the exact same 10 oils in both the Essential Collection Kit and then also the Home Essentials Kit. With these kits, the top 10 oils, just larger bottles with the Home Essentials. You'll get all of the same oils in 250 drop bottles, plus you get the diffuser. Now, what I love about this is that the kit price here, you'll notice, is $330. If we go back here, this kit is $185. So with the Home Essentials Kit, you are getting 3 times the amount of oils plus a diffuser for less than twice the price. If you're going back and forth like, oh, which one should I get? By far, this is going to be the better, more economical choice, and it's going to last you a lot longer because you have 250 drops in each bottle versus simply 85. All right, second last kit here is the Every Oil Kit. This is for the kit that the girl who just needs it all. I wish I had started with this kit. It gives the largest price savings. At $19.75, you get every single oil that doTERRA has, which is currently over 85 different oils. You also get the Emotional Aromatherapy Kit, the Lumo Diffuser, which actually isn't pictured here, I apologize, but you get 200 free credits, which can be used towards free products with a qualifying order the following month, and you save over $372. And then my favorite kit is the Lifestyle Makeover Kit, it's not the Home Essentials, excuse me. This is the Nature Solutions. That's a mistake on my part. So this is the Nature's Solutions Kit. It's the Lifestyle Makeover Kit. You get 15 ml bottles of frankincense, lavender, lemon, peppermint, On Guard, wild orange, tea tree, aroma touch, balance, Zengest, easy air, and serenity. You get the past tense roller, which is for headaches. You get the On Guard collection of the foaming hand wash and the toothpaste. You get the shampoo and conditioner, the Lumo diffuser, Correctex, which is an all-natural essential oils based little, like what do you call it? It's basically to put on cuts and scrapes. It's like a polysporin, but using essential oils. You get the Deep Blue Rub, the Lifelong Vitality Supplements, the Peppermint Beadlets, and a wooden box for storage. This kit is $600. You save $163, and as long as you place an order next month, you get 100 free credits, which is the equivalent of $130 Canadian towards free products, however you want that. So again, this is not the Home Essentials. This is the Nature Solution. My mistake there on that slide. But ultimately, this is by far my favorite kit, and it's such a great way to bring essential oils into your home and doTERRA into your home and start from ground zero and really build up from there and start to build up with regards to having an incredible collection of oils and get you started with even more. My friends, that's it. So now you have all of the information that you need in order to feel much more comfortable with regards to using essential oils in your home and getting them started. And now you know exactly hopefully what kit would be best for you. If you have any questions, you can connect in with me, and you'll see my number at the very end of this. You can either email me at drandrearyan@gmail.com or text me at 705-718-1071, and I will help you get started as soon as possible with doTERRA and get you bringing essential oils into your home so that you can experience the power of doTERRA as well. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have enjoyed tonight's webinar.